welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another post-game Monday live show because we play on a Sunday, probably the entire season as of now, by the looks of it, because we don't play in Europe. We're gonna go over a win, finally. I'm gonna say finally, because I'm still thinking about last season, and we got a win yesterday. I was like, it felt so long ago, but we got a win against Empoli. With me today again, like last week, Norbert and Malik. How are you guys doing today?
Hey,
Not too bad.
I'm fine. Yeah, all good. Ready for this wonderful podcast.
No,
Yeah,
yes, of course, always.
yeah. um, I'm gonna let you speak first because I did 2 videos already on the game basically, so I'll let you guys take the floor for now. We won 2-0 against Empoli away from home. I called it a clean win because it was just business done basically at the end of the day. We played a very poor side. Like, if you were being honest, they're probably gonna, fight relegation the entire season, because they had nothing about them, they had absolutely nothing about them. And I've watched quite a lot of Serie A. They're one of the worst teams so far, they don't look good. But we got the job done, 2-0. Initial thoughts, Norbert, what do you make of it, like big picture?
Yeah. So big picture, it was we had to win. I think it was a comfortable victory. They didn't. Empoli didn't have shot on target. Only 7 shots altogether. We did what we have to do. And I think we should not overreact, as I said already before we started. I think it was a comfortable victory and well deserved victory. But Empoli is really one of the teams who will relegate. Um, so yeah, comfortable victory, better than last week. Let's hope for the best.
What about you, Malik? Hyped?
Yeah,
Winning the league?
yeah. It's no, we're not. I don't think so. But it's a routine victory. It's a
Yeah.
victory you'd expect us to win. But yeah, Empoli offered nothing yesterday. Pretty close to the Udinese game in the first match day, where we were okay, but at the same time, the opposition just offered nothing. If you get what I mean.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm just happy Chiesa scored again, and he probably should have taken the chance beforehand. And
Yeah.
the 2-0 result is a fair assessment of the game, but we could have and probably should have scored more. I'm thinking the Chiesa chance, the Milik chance, but it's a good way to cap off the first 3 games of the season. So on to Lazio, on to
Yeah, Lazio. I even forgot it was Lazio until the injury reports came out today, and they talked about Lazio. I forgot we play Lazio after international break. I have 4 topics for this video, or like the main ones I wanted to discuss. The first one is a better Juve on the way, and Norbert talked about it before we went live. That people were talking about, like, it was a dominant performance, and things are looking better. So the title of the show, are we up on the up, basically? That's the big question, like I came up with the question, I will answer it. I don't have a feeling we're on the up now, as of now. I saw Tutto Sport, and especially Tutto Sport, but also La Stampa, writing articles about, you can see what we're trying to do is just, Vlahovic needs to link up better, Chiesa, needs to be more clinical, and all those issues. And I was like, I don't really see it. It's not that, straightforward to me, because when I watched that game, I was like, that's just last season. That's 70% of last season's game, and the other 30% we lost. Basically, it's just very, like, we got the job done, like business. Business win, nothing extra, like absolutely nothing extra. We did the bare minimum to get that win. But it was a convincing win in terms of, like Norbert said, 0 shots on target. Empoli, like, I never had a feeling Empoli were going to score. Like, if we could have played 1,000 minutes, they were not going to score. But I also never had the feeling watching that game. I was like, man, we're peppering them. This is great. Even if it's 1-0, but like you can feel it. If you're watching a game, you're like, wow, this is it. Like it's 1-0, and one of those days, excuse me. But if that game finished 1-0, because I saw a lot of people saying, oh, we missed so many chances, and I was like, we missed chances, but like the Chiesa one was clear cut, two of them in my opinion. But other than that, there weren't like real clear cut chances. We had possession, the pressure, like up top was from our side, not from Empoli, but it wasn't dominant in terms of this is good. This is very good. You can build on this. I don't have that feeling still. I'm just going into the international break with the same feeling probably I went into last year's international break, that it's not looking really good as of now. It's just looking the same. Go out there, get it done. I don't care how you get it done, basically, but you get it done. And I think that's very worrying in my opinion still, especially when you saw that first half against Udinese, and we're gonna probably bring that up 1,000 times this season, because you saw something different. Even yesterday, the first 10 minutes, I was like, okay, we're trying to press them high, and then it slowly died completely, and we just went to our usual selves again. And I'm like, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced here. What are you, like? Do you buy into, Norbert, that we are actually building something like Tutto Sport and Alassampa are saying that only a few things are missing? The link-up play and all those things, like fine details.
So yeah, if we would build up, then we would see it like slowly getting better and better. But we started strong against Udinese, and then Bologna was bad, and now again some light, at the end of the tunnel. Um, and yeah, as you said, the first 5-10 minutes, I think you were generous with the 10. I would say 5-8, that we were really like pressing and playing like against, like trying to play like against Udinese. And then it slowly died. Empoli had the ball, and we were counter-attacking. And like the second goal was from counter-attacking. Yeah, we were not pushing them. We were, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like last year. There were some good movements. For example, like the Gatti, the penalty, that was like from a really good like attack and his good movement. But yeah, I don't see this too well. I would say against Lazio, we'll see what's up. How good are we?
Yeah, that's the big one. Like the big one. I believe we're gonna beat Lazio because we usually beat Lazio at home. But
Yeah.
what about you, Malik? Do you maybe you see it that we're actually on the up? Because I don't really feel it.
I'd like to believe that, honestly, I really do. But unless I see a performance similar to what we saw in Udinese in the first half, replicated consistently, then I'll start to believe it properly. But yeah, as you guys said, and as I said earlier, it reminds me of last season, where it's very pedestrian the way we play. Like sometimes we'd have moments of high intensity. I thought the last 10 minutes were somewhat encouraging. Miretti yesterday was pretty solid, despite what everyone on Twitter was saying,
We'll talk
slaughtering.
about Miret.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I hope like if we get wins, that's all I care about really. But I'm sure we're gonna get some of these like terrible wins a lot this season, just like last season.
I'm okay with terrible wins. Like a win is a win, but like if it happens against these type of teams, then it's a worry. It's not
Yeah,
about like
definitely.
if you pull that off against Inter, or Napoli, I get like I'll take it. Milan, at this moment in time, I'll take it. But like it's Empoli, it's Bologna. It's like you need to kind of dominate these. Like it's year 3 now. And I know pre-game they're talking about, oh, we lowered the age level of the team, and I'm like, okay, but like you got rid of Di Maria, who's like 36. That will do the trick, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
you didn't, like, you brought in Timothy Weah, you bring back Cambiasso. Okay, I get that. Like that's fine, but like you don't bring in players that you don't bring in Miretti, from the youth setup. Weah is playing top 5 football for years. Cambiasso is 2 seasons of Serie A under his belt. Like they're not kids, if you know what I mean. Like average age, I get it, fine, all good and well. Like they keep saying it pre-game, post-game. I'm like, that's a very weak excuse in my opinion. Like it's year 3, you need to make it work now. You know, you need to have something about us. Like teams need to face us and be like, okay, if we are not on it, they will hurt us. And I don't think any club has that feeling. You know, um, even yesterday, we will talk about all positions, whatever. But like, let's go to the midfield. It doesn't strike fear in anyone, like into anyone. I like, let's be completely honest, because it's very slow. Like it's very predictable. It's very, how do you want to call it? Like it's very steady, but steady in a way where you're like, it shouldn't be that meh, basically. Because when I
It's nonchalant. Yeah,
it's
way
it's
too
it's
much.
yeah, it's really slow. And let's address the big topic. It's Miretti, and I made an entire video on Miretti that will drop tomorrow, because people think I have an agenda. You know, I don't have an agenda. I don't have an agenda against Danilo. I just don't rate Danilo. Yesterday, I thought he was the man of the match, and I praised him. I will do that. You know, if I think somebody's good, whatever. Big picture, I'm not a fan of Danilo. It's not an agenda. That's my opinion. I don't have an agenda with bigging up Miretti, because I said yesterday he was the worst player on the pitch, and he probably wasn't. He wasn't. But I have a certain expectation for him because I know what he can do, and he didn't live up to it yesterday in the final third. That's my issue, because everything up to that point, it's brilliant. Like it's excellent. Like it's actually quality. But when he gets to the edge of the box, he has like a disconnect in his head somehow, like mental block. And I'm like, you shouldn't be doing that, because if I see you play like ball on the feet, movement, I'm like, you are better than a lot of players in this squad. You are already. You shouldn't be messing it up. Like in the final thing, like with, even yesterday, like I don't know who gave that ball on the edge of the box, and he could have just flicked it one touch to, I think it was Chiesa or whatever, but he controlled it. I was like, okay, now you take a shot, and he takes 2-3 touches and he loses it. Like he's overthinking it completely, because he has all the abilities to play one touch football, set up people, take a shot, and it's not coming off now. But other than that, when I was watching yesterday, I was watching Locatelli and Rabiot play, and I was like, you guys are not really helping, you know. Like moving forward, your guys are not helping us out here. When I'm looking at Miretti, I'm like, you're trying. Like you're trying to move forward. And I'm not expecting to Locatelli to go from the end position to play underneath Vlahovic. I'm not saying that, but he keeps it so simple and basic that at times even the basic things go. There was a point yesterday where it was like, stop switching play. Like just stop it. Because those balls were just going to nobody. You know, you're just putting players in danger, you know, at risk. They were doing silly things out there. And I was like, no. And Rabiot, same thing. If he doesn't get the goals, most of the time, you kind of forget he's on the pitch. You know, you do. Somebody told me yesterday, oh, but at least Rabiot adds goals. What does Miretti? And I'm like, are we comparing Rabiot in year 5 at Juve, right? It's 5 now. Or is it 4? No, it's 5. I think it's 5. He came with Sarri, Pirlo,
Way too
Allegri.
much.
4, year 4. Whatever. 4, 5, I don't care. I think it's 5.
5.
It's 5, right?
Yeah, it's his
Yeah.
fifth
It's his fifth
season.
season.
He's been here for
Yeah,
The
it's his fifth
first 3
season.
was horrible, and then
That's my point. And people say, oh, but he adds goal, Miretti doesn't. I was like, no effing way are you telling me that you're comparing Rabiot's performances in year 4 at the club to Miretti's year 2, basically, at the club. So you're telling me you're going to forget what Rabiot didn't do in the first 3 years, and you're not going to give Miretti that time. You know, a kid who just came into the first team, not like Rabiot, who played at a high level at PSG already. That's what is happening at the club. And when people tell me I have an agenda, I'm like, that's an agenda. Like, you're just not, you know, you're not keeping it 100.
yeah, and Miretti played 3 positions last year.
3, I went over it. I did a
Yeah,
video and I
yeah.
looked it up. I was at the stadium when he was man marking the entire Napoli midfield.
3 positions.
I was watching him man marking an entire Napoli midfield, you know, And I was like, what the hell is happening here? He played second striker last season. He can't, by the way. Like, I think that's obvious. He can't. That's not helping a kid from 20-year-old. Like, if you're asking that from a Locatelli in year 8, I'm like, you need to do a bit of a better job, you know? I get it, you know? I don't have an agenda. I will praise
Yeah.
him. But when I look at that midfield yesterday, and I was like, we're relying on a 20-year-old, a kid who just turned 20-year-old to do anything. And he was doing it, you know? It didn't came off completely all of the time. But man, that midfield was not good, you know?
Yeah,
It's not good.
he has the spark. He has the spark, and Locatelli and Rabiot really good defending. But when you need to play forward, Locatelli he's always trying to switch or his long balls. Um, I would say Rabiot and Locatelli, they are stable, but not showing too much forward. And Miretti, I think with experience, it's gotta come with experience. Those final touches, those decisions. Um, yeah, I really trust Miretti, and hopefully this will be his first actual season where he plays one position and one position only. And um,
I
yeah,
still
yesterday
believe
definitely he tried.
I still believe he needs like I still believe because I've watched him in the youth setup. He's a player that you need to play kind of quick vertically because he will be unbelievable at that point because he sees things before anyone. He gets in those positions to receive a ball. He knows where to go with the ball. And when we slow things down, I don't think we're gonna utilize him in the best way. You know, that's just my opinion. But Malik, that midfield yesterday, just in general, not just yesterday, basically. What do you? Because when I was watching it and people were hating on Miretti, I was like, I'm kind of watching a different game. I gave him the worst player rating because I expect more from him in the final third, and he needs to improve that because I know what he can do. Like I know his abilities. That's why I was a bit harsh on him. But when you watch my ratings, I was kind of leaning towards that Locatelli and Rabiot. But what do you make of that? Actually, midfield 3 yesterday.
I think he was the best one out of the three in terms of being in the final third, but that doesn't say much because Locatelli is playing as a regista and not as an 8, and Rabiot can just disappear on you that quickly, so it's not that difficult. But yeah, out of all the midfielders in the club, I feel like he just has something special about him. Like whenever he's in the final, he can just he has that in him to just give a nice final ball to get a few assists, create a lot of chances. But as you said, he's still 20. I think that comes with experience. I hope he keeps on improving game by game. But as you said, it's difficult for him to find that continuity, serenity, and stability if he keeps changing his position. The guy is mid-Zala, and I think we can all see that playing him as a second striker, as a regista, and stuff isn't gonna do him any good. So, yeah,
Yeah, he played as a winger last season, right?
yeah,
As
yeah. I
well,
remember.
yeah, as well.
But it's hard because there is also Fagioli, and
Yeah,
then one of them will sit because they can't play together.
yeah.
I
And
think.
then you unlock the debate in the fan base. So, are you team Fajoli or are you team Miretti?
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get that
Because they're
debate.
two different
Whoever is
players.
in better form plays, and that's it. Like,
Yeah,
as long as
But
the better is playing.
yeah, if I think Fajoli is better at this moment in time because he's more experienced.
definitely.
That's what I think.
He's
And
older too. Yeah,
he's older. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
played a full Serie B season. Like he is, but like talent wise, I've seen them both in the youth setup. And I'm not saying that means one will turn out to be great. Like it can completely flop. But like from what I've seen, like pure talent wise, individual brilliance, whatever you want to call it, I don't think it's even close. If I'm being completely honest, and I like Fajoli, but like real raw talent, I don't think it's close because he is one of the best I've seen in youth setup. Like better than Marquisio. Like because Marquisio in the youth setup, he didn't stood out completely. He was good, but like it wasn't like, oh my god, that's special. Because he went down on loan at Napoli. When he came back, struggling team, it was good, but like he kind of exploded like second season from Conte. Then was like boom, You know, unbelievable. You know.
Yeah, but it's kind of different as well because Fagioli is better in front of the goal,
Yeah, yeah, I
and I
get
feel
that.
like
That's fine.
his final decisions are better. But Miretti has that I don't know, that first
Yeah,
instinct.
and the build up, yeah,
Yeah.
he's better
He is better in the build-up. You know, he needs to clean
for
up
sure.
his game. And he needs to can they play together? I think they can. You know, I
Yeah.
don't think they will. I don't think they will
I'd
because
like to see
Rabiot
though,
was never gonna get dropped, never ever. So the answer is they won't. But I think they can. I think they can. But I've seen Allegri mentioning Fagioli playing as a regista again. I think
Oh.
Oh god.
it was that the Zahn interview or his presser? Now I'm confusing the both two of them, but he brought it up saying he can play uh, that position and they tried it in training, and maybe he is fed up with Locatelli because it's not good. It's not quality, and maybe that's the thing. And that could mean Miretti can play more, but
So
go.
then who sits? If Fagioli is the regista, then what? Rabiot and Miretti, or Locatelli and Miretti, or
I don't know. I think he. I don't think he will be. How do you want to say that? Like, I don't think he will be sitting at home and be like, oh, do I really need to drop Locatelli? Should I do that? I think he's like last season. He was very clear. Like, he's not my starting midfield in that interview. It was Pogba, Paredes, and Rabiot. Like he was very honest. So
Yeah.
I don't think he has an issue with dropping Locatelli. If I'm being completely honest. But I think Miretti will play a lot of games also because yeah, Pogba. You know,
Oh man.
yeah.
Sad, honestly, very sad.
Julian texted me, and when he texted me, I already was looking at him, and I was like, he's not moving that smooth anymore. He picked up that injury. It's like for a normal player, it's okay. He should be back, like if not Lazio the following week, but it's Pogba, you know. So I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't care. I'm being completely honest. I love Pogba. I do, and I don't blame
Yeah,
Pogba
well done.
because it's his body. Like it is what it is. He's not asking for it. He's professional. Like training wise, nobody complains about it. It's just his body's breaking down, and it is what it is. So I'm not mad on him about it. Like I'm not gonna blame Pogba because he's not asking for this. But I'm at a point where I'm like, if he comes back, he comes back. If he plays one game, he plays one game. If he plays 20 minutes, he play. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really
Yeah.
care. The future is, or the club, like Allegri, you need to push that in your head now. You cannot count on Pogba. Few
Yeah.
games here and there. Build your team without Pogba, and just keep him as like a joker, like an ace, and use him
When
when
was
you
his
can.
last good season? When was his last good season? 4 years ago, maybe. Because
Yeah,
even before he joined
Yeah.
us, that last season at Manchester, that was
we're
horrible.
good. I mean, I like especially clean, like injury, like
Yeah.
consistent season. I think that's key. Like it is what it is. Like it's sad. But like you knew what you were getting into. Maybe not to this extent because this is
Yeah.
ridiculous. This is extreme. I still stand by what I said that in January I wouldn't be shocked if he moves. Right? 'Cause I said to Julian, if he doesn't play, what's it, I say 4 or 5 games, I think January is gone. I think the club will be like, please, and I think he will be like, yeah, like let me get the
You
money.
think he would retire? Or-
No, I think he will get.
No,
I
not
think he
to
will
that-
get
not
the
that
money from the Saudi league. I think they don't care about injuries there. Like they will pay him, and I think he will. take it.
Neymar is injured, right? They got him with injured.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's-
Hilal signed Neymar.
the medical.
whilst
He
was
didn't pass the
injured.
medical. He was injured.
like it's
They didn't care.
they will
Loopholes.
they will pay him, and I think at one point he's like, yeah, man, like I don't need this anymore. Like it's not. I still believe it will happen again. It's sad because when he plays, I'm like, yeah, man, like, wow, like you're
Yeah,
good.
his-
You're
His
so good.
offside goal
And
yesterday
he's
was
so
nice.
natural. as
That's
well.
it.
He's
It's
so
natural.
Like they can't take the ball away from him. It's insane.
Yeah, what a player, honestly. It's a shame. It's a shame.
It's a shame, but like it's not helping us. Like 8 million
Yeah.
net, and you cannot play him.
Yeah, might as well move on. He basically didn't play last year. We never felt him. We never felt his presence last
It's
year.
sad. Like it's.
And
it's
yeah,
sad.
just like every time he plays, it's just obviously it's not his fault, but he just seems to be picking up these injuries constantly. So
And it was based on nothing yesterday. Like just
yeah, it was off the ball and everything. I saw that, and he started
Yeah,
limping. So
but they also said that it's nothing,
yeah, I saw
not
something today.
muscular.
Like there isn't a muscular injury, so I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe more will come out of that. We'll see.
yeah.
Hope is okay.
Hanin said probably the end of the season, not in January because of taxing. They will recoup that with a transfer fee. I think they will just ask enough to make up for it. That's what I think. You know, if they have a chance to do it, they will do it. You know, and they will pay up just enough to break even and just get it over because that's how our transfer window looked. Just break even basically, get enough money in to not make a big loss. You know, I think they will find a way if that option was out there because they were actually kind of pushing it already out this summer. You know, they were very open, so they will find a way to make it work. It's sad, but
But you know what was a better thing that Gatti's injury is a few days and that's it.
you know what it was?
Because yesterday, oh man, he was so good.
I missed
Yeah.
that he got injured. I saw the replay when it happened, but I missed that. Like I'm not gonna lie, I didn't knew like I remember the incident, but like wow, he's not gonna play against Lazio. By the way, he's not. He's not gonna be ready 100% for Lazio. He's not gonna do it.
Sandro.
Is Alexandro back? And let's talk about Gatti. Let's before we move on to the. I will repeat what I said yesterday. I don't think he's world class. I don't think he will ever be world class. But what we have now, I feel more at ease when he's back there instead of Alexandro. Why? Because I feel the entire back line is more at ease. Like it's as simple as that. And I need to put that in the chat, like left-footed and all those things. I absolutely do not care because when I watch Alexandro, I'll repeat, he has no feet. Not a right foot, not a left foot, not a footballing brain at this point, you know, because it's comical at times, you know. But when I see Gatti play, and he's not perfect, I know that, and I know why, you know, I know the level he is. But he's aggressive, he can drive up the pitch with possession, and he doesn't lose like stupidly. When Alexandro does that, you know, when he when he hits like a point that it's pinpointed in his head, like 40 meters up the field, he's like, okay, far enough. It's like a kid. And his mom told him, you cannot go past that point. And he's like, done. And he just kicks it back, you know, to Bremer or to Danilo. And I'm like, really? Like, really? Instead, when it's Gatti, he drives, he cuts inside, he plays that 1-2, and he's gone. And he's aggressive in a good way.
And he's passing well. He's passing well.
passing
I think
well.
that's really underrated how well he passes.
Also, especially yesterday, because Perin he's terrible with his feet. Like he is so bad. At one point, I was like, just help him out. Don't play him. Don't back pass. Because at one point, he just kicked it to an Empoli player when the entire team was sitting wide, you know? And I was like, why? But I think it's obvious. I don't think a single person in this Juve fan base is saying don't play Gatti. And I'm not
At
saying
least
it
he's
will
not
be
Onana. Sorry, I mean Perry.
Yeah.
He's not Onana.
Yeah, he's not. But I don't think anyone is now thinking about just play Alexandro. Or like, are there really people still being like, play Alexandro because of the left-footed BS, basically, at this point, you know? Does anyone think we should play Alexandro?
No,
Okay, so that's...
he shouldn't be a Juve player this
You-
season
yeah.
anyway. In my...
You know what? I disagree. I think Gattone will play. Okay, against Lazio. Gattone will play.
No.
You think?
No chance.
Oh,
No
I
I
chance.
don't
hope.
think
I
so.
hope. I hope.
I also,
Not even if he was
because
fit.
you know the thing is, he excites me when he goes forward. It's funny because he's a center, but he just has this chaos
Chiellini.
about him. Yeah,
Like
like
Chiellini.
Chiellini. He has
It's
this
chaos.
Yeah.
It's chaos. Like at time, it looks clumsy, but not like Chiellini clumsy, if you know what I mean. Like it looks
Yeah.
unnatural, but he pulls it off.
Yeah, I remember last year against Freiburg in the Europa League where he
Yeah,
just
that was
bombed.
unbelievable.
He cut inside and he won a penalty. I think was
The
that
entire
penalty?
game, he was bombing forward the entire game.
Yeah,
Like, he was,
it's so funny.
what I also like about him, he has the ability to defend up high in the pitch, because most of the time
Yeah.
he doesn't get beat. If it's an open space and he's too late, he gets beat. You know, but if he can get close to an opponent, it's a long day for the opponent. You know, and again, yesterday it was not the greatest of opponents, but he showed the last couple of months that, you know, no matter what the opponent is, he can man up. He can do it. You know, Sevilla, he was great. You know, so
Yeah.
um, I think it's very obvious. You know, I cannot believe Allegri sitting there and be like Alexandro is the right choice, because I'm not saying he should be listening to the fans, but like it's so clear to everyone, like not even fans, that he should not be playing. That it's like, what are you trying to do? Like, are you stubborn? Do you don't
Yeah.
do you, are you unwilling to admit, you know what, I'm wrong. He's actually not that good. Here you go, Gatti. Like, what is it?
It's all of that, and also he was the one who actually played Sandro, so the automatic contract extension kicked in. So now he
Yeah.
said, "Okay, now I'm going to play him." That's insane.
Yeah. Like, yes, Empoli or not, but like I feel more at ease when Gatti's at the back. Not in general. It's just Alexandro not at the back. Like if you play Rugani, I still have doubts. If you know what I mean. Like
Hmm.
from the three center backs we have, or like the center backs we have in the 3-5-2, I prefer that. And maybe against a good team that presses well, it's gonna look ugly. But at that point, I'm like, okay, Chesney, you need to make it work. It sounds weird, excuse me, but also Locatelli. You know, it's up to you now. You know, keep it clean, play out from the back, and make it work. Like train on that. You know, because it's not that if Alexandro plays we're fluid or whatever. Like it's that's not the case. Like absolutely not. Because if you press Alexandro, like you know what happens. So let's see, injury or not, I don't think he's gonna play against Lazio. That's just my opinion. It was I think it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. But let's move on to the next two topics. One is not that much of a topic, but this one it is, and it's Chiesa. Um, because I think he has 2 goals now and an assist, right, this season.
Just 2 goals. Yeah.
2 goals and an assist, or not an assist. I'm not sure
No,
about
no.
it anymore. I think 2 goals. Should have had more yesterday. I don't know how we missed that one. Like that was not difficult. He missed that, and that on the Miretti one, he was kind of scared that he was gonna like
He
collapse.
stepped on the ball.
Yeah, but like he was waiting until the goalkeeper came out, and I felt like he was scared to just go fully committed, because that would have been a crazy assist. But he got the goal in the end, and credit to him, because he could have gone down red card, and he kept running, and he put it away nicely, and he needed that before the international break. Not because he was playing poorly. I don't think he was playing poorly, but it felt a bit frustrating that it wasn't really coming off completely. So he got the goal. Good for him.
He
Happy
almost
for
died
him.
after.
He almost
He almost died after.
that was the end. That was the end.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
like that was everything he
It's
had.
collapsed.
Is he on a mission? Like a bit like Vlahovic in terms of last season is a write-off, injuries and whatever, all those things. Is he on a mission? And do you feel like he is here to, should I say, prove a point? Maybe not prove a point, but prove himself a point, basically, that after injury and whatever the season I have, I'm still that guy. I can still be that guy. And to be honest, from what I've seen, he looks like, it feels like he's growing towards pre-injury Chiesa. Like the explosion, like his cuts, his bursts, his touches, his runs. It feels like it's getting there, and I was so scared that he was never ever gonna actually go to that point anymore. But based on this season, I'm like, he might get there again. From what I've seen this far, because he looks very explosive still. It's not coming off, but it looks like that.
Did you guys liked him in the first half?
I liked him more in the second half.
Yeah, I didn't like him in the first.
No.
Yeah, I
Oh.
mean, but he doesn't. He looks different to last season, which is very encouraging. And you can't forget he's playing a completely, well, not completely, but like a relatively new position this season.
That's
More
key.
like
That's very
more
important.
like a
Yeah.
false nine, yeah. Because I don't know, maybe not maybe that's our system this season.
But
We don't really have
listen,
winger.
he still starts from the left. It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he's playing behind.
Yeah,
Vlahovic.
definitely.
He's still he's still more. He has more freedom. So
Yeah, at least he's
But
not
he's-
playing as a wing back.
yeah, And also in Italy now it's confirmed kinda that he will play left wing in the 4-3-3. So
I saw that with Locatelli as the regista as well.
that's insane. But okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know
But
how
that's
Locatelli.
that's
Yeah,
um that was a good point because he doesn't play like he comes off the left, but he's not as free to do what he wants. Like he's kind of restricted a little bit more. I prefer him as a winger, but in a 3-5-2, I do not want to see him as a wing back. So I think at this point I
so
just need to take it. Him
so
drifting.
with Cambiasso he's more free because with Cambiasso can come inside, he can go outside or the other way around. But with Kostic, he needs to be more inside because Kostic can only hug the line and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that yesterday. I
Yeah,
didn't understood the
wonderful.
explanation from Allegri. He was very honest. He said like we needed crosses, and I was like,
No,
I don't know. When I've seen that Empoli team play, you can just outplay him. You can.
Yeah.
And you
we never
should.
need crosses.
When I need crosses when it's minute 85 and you just need to get that goal, and I'm like, yeah, just
Yeah.
Yeah,
put those
exactly.
balls in, whatever. Like just
Not
kick
from
kick
minute
them.
one.
But from minute one against Empoli, I'm like, nah, not sure. Like, I'm like, not sure. He waited way too long to sub him as well. If I'm being honest, I was
It's
like, if you can see how the game is going. I'm like, yeah, you're playing a very poor side. Just put in
we
Cambiaso, put in Junior, and just go beat those guys 1-on-1.
Yeah, we could be so much better if Cambiasso would start on the right and then Junior would play on the left.
Ooh, I
I
like
would
that.
love that.
I
Yeah,
like that.
because I feel like we could create the same on the right as we created on the left with against Bologna.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it would be one of the midfielders and Junior would create something for sure more than what we had. I would love that, and yeah, I'm sorry. I like Cambiasso, and I like to see him with Chiesa together. I think that could be really good against Lazio as well.
Yeah, they look good together against Udinese. So
Yeah,
why not?
I think
You
he will
don't
start
change anything.
against Lazio. I think it will be Cambiaso against. I think going to the Lazio game, it's not really a preview, and things can happen. I think it will be the Udinese lineup. I really do that. I really believe that. I
and
think Miretti will start again. I think Brian Cambiaso will come in. That's what I think will happen.
yeah, for sure. I just don't want. Please, just Sandro. No,
I
I
think
don't want Sandro.
he's gonna play. You need to take it.
Please, no,
Like, it is what it is.
no.
No Sandro, no Kostic, please.
Yeah, I don't think Kostic will play. I think Sandro will play. Do you guys think Allegri will switch to 3-4-3 formation after the break? No. He's
Why?
not gonna do that. Nah, he's not gonna do
I'd
that.
like to see a 3-4-3 actually at some point this season.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna happen now after the break,
Yeah.
after the match day.
Because he did play it like in 2017, but that was ages
You can
ago.
easily move to a 3-4-3,
Yeah,
3-4-3
definitely.
with what we have. Excuse me, it's not that difficult. But I don't think I think he's gonna do that. Will it lead more to goals, or Chiesa will be more clinical winger? I believe so. Yeah, I do. But you know what it is with Chiesa? He needs to also add assists to his game, because he's technically and good enough. He's smart enough. He's talented enough to pick up his head a few more times and pick out those assists. He needs to work on that as well. But it's not that yesterday there were so many opportunities to do that. If I'm
And we have six midfielders for those two
yeah,
positions
that's
Yeah.
because I don't count. Sorry, I don't count Pogba anymore.
but don't be shocked if he plays McKennie or Rabiot on the wing in a fourth. Like
No, you can play
we've seen it.
Locatelli and Rabiot
Oh.
in that midfield too. It doesn't sound too
So
bad.
it could be. It could not be the 3-4-3 you're all hoping for, but it could be long term. Before we wrap it
And
up.
again,
No.
on the Chiesa thing, I have him as the top assister for the league in my predictions.
Okay.
Ooh, I still
I
need
saw
to do
that.
it.
I saw that because I
Yeah, I have him on 12 assists. So
I
we'll
wrote it,
see.
I wrote all I wrote
Maybe I was too excited.
I
I
wrote
was
it down
winning
too.
the league in maybe I was
Yeah.
too happy when doing the prediction.
I saw that as well. So
Yeah.
actually yesterday everybody got the 2-0 right almost, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I said 2-1. So.
For the people not knowing what I'm talking about, you can join the membership. Link for that in the description. These are the things. you can the wallpapers. I still have an issue because if I upload them in Discord, they're crap. So I'm working that out because I have them, but the quality is horrendous. But they will be dropped, all of them, and you can join the prediction league like these guys, or come on and you can win one of these prizes. You can still win the prediction league because I've looked at the standings and yeah, you can still win it. It's very easy because you can still put in your Serie A predictions, and that could be like 20 points at the end of the day or something like crazy like that. So feel free to join. If you do, link for the Discord also in the description. Reach out and I will add you to the members section of the Discord group, members group. So yeah, where was I? Let me get this out of the way. Oh, I saw a chat. Okay, no. Final thing I want to discuss quickly before I go. Post game, Allegri is giving the "I'm not satisfied" vibes. I'm not happy. Do you buy it?
He always says this, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, do you buy
He
it?
even rephrased Conte's quote about the 10
Yeah,
euros.
that was
or
wild.
something.
I couldn't believe he did that.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
that was. But you know
I mean,
what?
like when I see that, I think to myself, the squad is deep enough for a one game a week season. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
trying to say?
you know
It's
what's
definitely
crazy?
good enough for a one for this kind of season that we're having.
You know what's crazy? He
sure.
said like, man, when I look at my squad, I need to play them in their positions based on their characteristics. And I'm like, you're playing Chiesa as a striker, so I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me here. Like, you're telling me one thing, you're turning around, and you're kind of lying to me because if you put Chiesa on a lie detector test, and you will ask him, do you like to play striker or winger? Like, do you prefer striker over winger? Is that true? And he says yes. That lie detector test will explode because that will be a big fat
Probably,
lie.
definitely.
So he's saying I need to play them based on their characteristics and whatever. And I'm like, when I look when I look at the team out there, I see Chiesa, I see Locatelli. I'm like, you're not backing it up here, you know. And you're actually joking with me. That's why I'm like, does anyone buy it when he says I'm not satisfied? We still need, like, yes, you can say we need to improve, but does he actually believe that? You know, because I don't get that vibe. Like when he says those things, I'm like, I don't buy it because I can see what you put out there on the pitch, the idea, and it's hard for me to be like, yes, you're true. Like that's true. You're playing players. You're setting up the team based on the characteristics you have available. Then you send out Rovella out. You play Locatelli DM and you play Chiesa as a striker. At that point, I'm like, you're not really telling the truth, right? Or,
Mhm.
but that might be me issue at this point. Because I do all the pressers. I hear him saying it over and over and over every single week. That last season I was starting to believe it, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, nah, I'm not buying this
You know,
anymore.
what is the biggest mistake is that we're trying to make sense when it comes to Allegri, and I think we should just stop doing that because
Saves us energy. Yeah.
Yeah, probably yes,
yeah.
Because even
So I don't know. I don't know if he's serious with that.
No,
That
thing
he's
is,
not
he has
satisfied.
such an ego as well. Remember last year when
Yeah.
Sevilla eliminated us from the Europa League and Chesney was criticizing the style of play and stuff. He was like, "Oh, Chesney doesn't have good Italian. Chesney has really
That's
good
insane.
Italian, man.
Yeah.
Chesney is proper
yeah,
fluent."
that was crazy.
Yeah.
He speaks better Italian than me, like like
Ah,
unbelievable.
yes.
And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, you can actually not do that. But that's him. That's him, I guess. 2 weeks of no Allegri, unless some interviews will drop. But we play on Sunday, right? Do we play on a Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday early kickoff.
Early kickoff.
Yeah, 3 p.m. Italian time.
What? I
Oh
thought it would
no.
be like a prime time game.
No. It's
No.
an early
Wow.
kickoff on Sunday.
Is it?
Is it Sunday or Saturday? Let me check.
I've not
Check,
tracked.
check.
That's right. Oh, I think it's
It's
Saturday.
no. It's on Saturday. For once we play on a Saturday.
Oh yeah, 3
And
o'clock. God
yeah,
damn
3
it.
o'clock. 2 p.m.
Saturday 3? Yo.
Yeah,
That's
pretty early. Yeah.
that's not fun. That's oh my god, that's a terrible hour to play.
Yeah, I don't like these early games.
Not on a Saturday. I'm okay with a Sunday 3 p.m. Like that's fine, but like a Saturday that's crappy. But
It
it
was
is what it
prime
is.
time weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm. That's a terrible hour because it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wrap it up, or we're gonna wrap it up because I think we covered everything. There will be no review next Monday because we don't play. And the following week, I still need to figure out how we're gonna do. We probably, I'm not sure. Could be on a Monday again instead of a Sunday because Sunday is kind of weird. But let's see. That's it. That's it for us for today. 3.7 out of 9. Satisfied? No? Yes?
Mm.
No.
It should be 9.
It should be a 9. We should
Yeah.
should be beating Bologna.
Should be 9.
That's just how I feel.
Especially when you keep in mind that Lazio played Napoli, Milan played Roma, Inter already played Fiorentina. We kind of played nobody. You know, that's
Yeah.
my point.
And also, it should be 9, but also we should be happy with the 1 point against Bologna.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, thanks you guys for joining. Let's see for the Lazio game, or even for next week. I'll probably do another members live because something will happen or will come out during the national break as always. So we will be live next week. Thanks for joining. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining. Like on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks for watching. I will be back live tomorrow, probably.